सो हमें स्टूडेंट्स आ चुके हैं और यूट्यूब पे लाइव है हम, ठीक है।
Okay. So should I start the session? So good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all. On this special day, as we celebrate the spirit of India's independence, we also celebrate the spirit of learning, growth, and innovation through our Abhyuday program. Abhyuday means the path to success is a platform for connecting classrooms knowledge with the real world wisdom, giving you valuable insights from the industry experts. I am Soumya Bhardwaj and very delighted to be your moderator of today's session. Together, we will embark on an enriching journey of ideas, perspectives, and professional inspiration. Before we proceed, I am excited to share our Independence Day creativity Vision for India, where you can express your hopes, ideas, and aspiration for the nation's future. Whether it's in field of technology, education, social forms, sustainability, or innovation, your voice matters. So you can participate in the below format. You can short video, reel, or speech, an artwork, digital poster, or photograph, a short story, poem, or the inspiring message. The top two creative entries will be featured on the online videos official social media handles, and they will receive the certificate of appreciation. Submit your entry using the link which I am just attaching in the chat box. Just wait a minute. So learners, I have attached that Google form link on the chat box. Okay. So in that you can fill the activity form from here, and you can do the accordingly work. So let's use this opportunity not only to learn from today's guest, but also to dream big for our nation's tomorrow. So learners, I have just attached this link. You can go to the link and you can just fill it. And we are waiting for the guest. As soon as our guest will join us, we will start the session also. And if any student, yes, yes, and if any student has this sessions related or this query related questions, they can put on the chat right now, as I have already posted that link. This activity is very important because, as you know, the university has shared you the platform to showcase your talent. Either you can post reel, which is very commonly famous and very easy to make it. You can put reel, you can just put video of it, or either you can also put an artwork related to this creative activity, digital poster, or by the terms of photograph. So whichever thing you like, very easy, or you can show your activity very in a very good way, or in a very you can say in a very transformative way. You can do this, okay? Or you can also some of the students are like that. They used to write poetry, they are more interested into the poetry form, so they can write poem also, short story also, and or the inspiring message, whichever the thing you can write. Also you can put question related to this activity right now in the chat before our session starts. We have again just put it that link. Also, yes, please remember to use your enrollment number and your program number whenever you are filling this link. Please ensure that your enrollment number should be correct. Your contact number should be correct. Because on the basis of your enrollment number only, we can identify the student and we can do the thing. What to attach in the file? Abhishek Chaudhary is asking. Okay, just wait a minute. I'm just getting it checked. Abhishek, file is the same thing which I have informed you that you can post or you can attach the short video, reel, poetry, poem, or the message or the poster, whatever the thing. What is the deadline to fill in the form? Okay, deadline is 17th. Deadline is 17th of this month, 17th of August. So before this, you have to fill. Ma'am, can you give an example what to do exactly? See, Swagato Ghosh. Okay. So Swagato, for the just I am explaining you again. You have to just record yourself by the form of short video, film, reel, or the digital poster, which are commonly very famous, artwork or the short poetry. In you have to showcase your idea related to the topic of the activity. Vision for India. You can express your hopes, ideas, and aspiration for the nation's future. Okay? In either it can be in the technology field, education field, or the social reform. No, someone is asking, can I skip that? Abhishek Chaudhary. No, you can't skip that. Why to skip, Abhishek? It is only 5 minutes activity, na? Yes, Sudhanshu limit is only 100 KB, so you can transform it. You can just Google it and you can transform your whatever the thing is, you can transform it into the lower size. Okay. Okay, Sakshi Sharma, she's asking, can we submit it after making a sketch by the city? Yes, of course, Sakshi, you can. Actually, see learners, जो एक्टिविटी अभी मैंने आपको बताई है इसका सिंपल सा ये मोटिव है कि जो इंडिया को लेकर, आपको आपके नेशन को लेकर आपके क्या थॉट्स हैं, आप क्या मतलब एक्सप्रेस करना चाहते हैं, पोइट्री के फॉर्म में, या फिर आप फोटो डिजिटल पोस्टर हो गया, या आपकी कोई रील है, आप क्या एक्सप्रेस करना चाहते हैं, आपके क्या थॉट्स हैं, तो आपको वो एक्सप्रेस करना है। बहुत सिंपल है। अब इसका आइडियाज ये हो गया, जैसे अब आप रील बना रहे हैं, आइदर गर्ल और अ बॉय जो भी है, आप ट्राई कलर का थोड़ा सा एक फॉर्मेट ले सकते हैं, उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप रील पोस्ट कर सकते हैं, डिजिटल पोस्टर हो गया, जिसमें भी आप कंफर्टेबल हैं। तो मेन इसका पर्पस हमारा यही है कि जो अभी हमारे जो लर्नर्स हमसे कनेक्टेड हैं, उनका क्या है, उनका माइंडसेट क्या है, कई लर्नर्स हैं। एंड ऑल्सो मैं आपसे एक थोड़ी सी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी, जरूर आप चैट जीपीटी से आप उसका आइडिया लें, बट आइडिया बेस आपका आइडिया होना चाहिए, राइट? बेसिक आइडिया आपका होना चाहिए। चैट जीपीटी से आप उसको क्या कर सकते हो, थोड़ा और इंफॉर्मेटिव, थोड़ा और ट्रेंडिंग, थोड़ा और अच्छा आप बना सकते हो, बट वो एक जो होता है ना आइडिया, वो आपका होना चाहिए, नॉट ऑफ चैट जीपीटी, राइट? सो आप प्लीज ये करना, आप ये चीज ध्यान में रखना। ओके, कैन आई फिल लेटर? यस सचिन, आप उसको बाद में भी भर सकते हो, कोई इशू नहीं है, ठीक है। मैम कैन आई अटैच कोड प्रोग्राम? हाँ अमन, आप एनरोलमेंट नंबर है आपका, आपका नेम, एनरोलमेंट नंबर आप फिल कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। क्योंकि देखिए इस एक्टिविटी से जो भी बहुत हमें लगेगा कि बहुत ज्यादा फैसिनेटिंग है, जो भी बहुत अच्छा लगा हमें, उसमें से हम टॉप 2 स्टूडेंट्स को सेलेक्ट करेंगे, उन्हें एक सर्टिफिकेट दिया जाएगा ऑनलाइन वीडियो की तरफ से, एज वेल एज जो हमारे सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स हैं, उनमें भी उन स्टूडेंट्स को मेंशन किया जाएगा। सो एक सॉर्ट ऑफ आप लोग के लिए भी फन एक्टिविटी है कि ठीक है, आप डेली आप लोग स्टडीज करते हैं, आप लोग बहुत एंगेज रहते हैं, मोस्टली हमारे वर्किंग स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं काफी, राइट? आई थिंक 80% ऑफ वर्किंग है, या ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं। तो आप लोग को भी थोड़ा सा टाइम मिल जाएगा कि हाँ ठीक है, आप भी कुछ रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, पोइट्री लिख रहे हैं। आई थिंक कि इस टाइम पे अगर कोई स्टूडेंट है हमसे पोइट्री या पोयम लिखता है, तो वो भी थोड़ा सा अच्छा लगेगा, क्योंकि आजकल क्या रील बनाना बहुत ईजी हो गया है। बट इन कॉन्ट्रास्ट, आप पोयम या फिर आप पोइट्री लिख रहे हो, वो थोड़ा सा एक क्या, वो ओल्ड वाला हो गया ना, तो अब वो आपको करता है कोई, थोड़ा सा आपको एफर्ट्स करने पड़ेंगे, बट दैट विल बी वेरी ब्यूटीफुल। सो चॉइस इज योर्स, आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। We can suggest you, we can help you. And yes, we are waiting for our guest to start the session. Before this, आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। आप अगर आपको लग रहा है कि कोई ऐसे की पॉइंट्स हों इस सेशन के लिए, तो आप अपना नोट पैड, आप कुछ भी अपने संग ला सकते हैं, ताकि आप नोट कर पाए सेशन। एंड यस, मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट भी है आप लोगों से, आप जैसे अभी ज्वाइन किया है, कंटिन्यू करें, एंड तक रहें सेशन के। क्या होता है, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स बीच में ही हट जाते हैं, बीच में उन्होंने लीव कर दिया सेशन, तो वो थोड़ा सा एक लगता है ना कि आपका इंटरेस्ट आप बीच में हट गया, फिर क्या है कि आपने जो नॉलेज गेन करी है, वो नॉलेज भी हाफ रह जाती है। तो आपने ज्वाइन किया है अभी, आई विल रिक्वेस्ट यू, आई विल इन्फॉर्म यू कि आप एंड तक बने रहें सेशन के। क्या पता आपने जब सेशन लीव किया उसके बाद में एक बहुत अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन आई है जो आपसे स्किप हो जाएगी, राइट? क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है, सेशंस हमारे बहुत होते हैं, नेक्स्ट वीक भी आपका अभ्युदय सीरीज में सेशंस होंगे, बट ये पॉसिबल नहीं है कि इस सेशन में जो इंफॉर्मेशन मिले वो आपको नेक्स्ट सेशन में नहीं मिले, राइट? सो ट्राई करिएगा, ज्वाइन करे रहें आप एंड तक। और किसी की कोई क्वेरी है ओनली इस सेशन और इस फॉर्म लिंक से रिलेटेड, वो पोस्ट कर सकता है। Only few more minutes left. Till then, please be connected with the session on which will get started. और भी कोई स्टूडेंट का कुछ टॉपिक है, क्वेश्चन है, वो पुट कर सकता है। ऑल्सो ये सेशन थोड़ा सा आपका डिफरेंट रहने वाला है बिकॉज इट इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड लाइक ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस डे, उससे भी थोड़ा सा रिलेटेड रहेगा आपका, एज वेल एज जो आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन है जो डेली एक इंडस्ट्री बेस्ड है, टेक्निकल बेस्ड है या इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बेस्ड है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही रहेगा। जैसे मोस्टली स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उन्हें आज का टॉपिक पता होना चाहिए, दैट इज बिल्डिंग इंडियाज फ्यूचर, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, गवर्नेंस एंड यूथ पावर। And when we talk about youth power, it is moreover related to the youth, which has joined us through the online department, BGU. So, आपका भी एक attentive रहना इस सेशन में throughout the session is very very important. चाहे तो पास में आप वाटर बॉटल कैरी कर सकते हैं, जो भी आपको लगता है, but yes, you should be very attentive because this session will be very very engaging and it will be very good to all.
Ma'am, sir has joined.
Okay, sir. So yes, learners, we were waiting for our esteemed guest to join us, and he has joined us now. So now buckle up your seats. On behalf of the CDOE VGU, I extend a warm welcome to all our learners, faculty members, and guests who have joined us for this industrial expert session under the Abhyuday program. This initiative is part of our continuous engagement to bridge the gap between academia and industry, helping you gain practical exposure and relevant insights from experienced professionals. Before we begin, I would like to mention mandatory points for our learners. So please note them down or remember them, please, throughout the session. Please keep your microphones muted during the session because it creates unnecessary things. Keep your cameras on if possible for a more interactive experience. Also, post only session related questions for the speaker in the chat box. We'll take them up for after the Q&A, onto the Q&A session, okay? So please don't put unnecessary or irrelevant questions in the chat box. Also, at the end of the session, we will share a feedback form with all of our learners who have joined us. So please, you can fill them out to receive your participation certificate. Also, please note those who fill those feedback form, only they will be provided with a participation certificate. So now, moving on to the most awaited part of this session, it's my privilege to introduce Mr. Pradeep Agarwal, a highly accomplished leader in the field of infrastructure, planning, and management, currently serving as Additional Director General, Northeast Armed Forces Infrastructure, Ministry of Defense, Government of India at the Additional Secretary level. Mr. Agarwal has held several prestigious positions, including Joint Director General Projects for the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, founder of the DIPM Council of India, and Head of Infrastructure, Ministry of Heavy Industries. His expertise spans skills development,
There is some problem in internet. So, ma'am, you are not audible. Yes, ma'am, you can continue now.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Please continue.
Okay. So I was introducing Mr. Agarwal, and now I will continue that Mr. Agarwal has held several prestigious positions, including Joint Director General Projects for the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, founder of the DIPM Council of India, and Head of Infrastructure, Ministry of Heavy Industries. His expertise spans skill development, vocational education in infrastructure, capacity building, negotiation, operations management, feasibility studies, construction, and project management. With an MBA in executive management from IIT Ghaziabad, Mr. Agarwal's decades of service and innovation have made him true authority in his domain. With great respect and anticipation, sir, we now invite you to share your insights with us and our learners.
Very good afternoon to all of you and to all the students and the faculty member. And thank you, Somya, for giving my introduction in such a sweet words. Thanks a lot. And I'm very thankful to Dr. Yogendra Pal and the Vivekananda Global University to give me this opportunity to address the young minds who would be joining the university. At this juncture, as has been rightly thought by Dr. Yogendra Pal and the Vivekananda Foundation, Vivekananda Global University, that these youngsters' mind is to be filled with thoughts actually, so that when they are taking their journey towards their education and their future, they can orient themselves what needs to be done. So, okay. So, Dr. Paul, you shared my PPT. That's okay. I think that gives me a little leverage to to do the presentation. And as has been told in the beginning by the organizers and Dr. Pal, that what I would be concentrating on, what I have been doing throughout my life of my service of last 37 years. So I would be talking on infrastructure and the governance, what we understand in terms of infrastructure. The youth power, that is what the students are, the youth power and what they do and how they can help in building the nation. And the freedom, what is the meaning of the freedom? Because tomorrow we will be celebrating our Independence Day. So I'd be talking something about the freedom also. Okay, what does it mean in today's context? So as has been written, you can see the slides that the infrastructure is the, not only the infrastructure and youth is the foundation of India's future. So when I combine these, that infrastructure and youth is the foundation of India's future, we'll try to delve upon what I mean to say. So these serves as the foundational pillars, what I said, key infrastructure, governance, and youth combined with the freedom is the foundational pillars of our democracy. And here, since I've been reading in the recent time, the Kautilya Arthashastra, the Chanakya Arthashastra, as you people know. So then this presentation is inspired by Chanakya's thinking and the India's aspiration to become a developed country by 2047. What does we mean by it, and what does infrastructure mean? So we can go to the next slide. So what I said, that in the 2047 we aspire to become a developed country. So through the infrastructure, because infrastructure is India's future. We'll be building India's future through the infrastructure, governance and youth power. तो भविष्य के भारत का निर्माण हम करेंगे कैसे? बुनियादी ढांचा में वृद्धि, और वही एक निशानी होती है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट की, कंट्री के डेवलप्ड कंट्री होने की, कंट्री को डेवलप्ड या डेवलपिंग होने की. सो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. And we can go to back to the slide. And then Sushasan and Yuva Shakti. This is what I've been talking. So governance, good governance is important, which can only bring in the infrastructure development and other type of development. And Yuva Shakti. युवा शक्ति आप लोग हैं जो अभी अपने आप next phase of your life where you would be learning in the university. For when you are learning into the university, you are not learning for yourself to get the job. What you are learning is to make India shining in the world, become a developed country. So your contribution, your knowledge helps in all this wholesome development. It is not only when you are studying sincerely, when you are learning something, when you are implementing something. This is combined is Yuva Shakti, wherein we bring the nation to the league of developed world and we develop ourselves, right? So next slide, please. Now, I would be quoting something what Arthashastra, Kautilya Arthashastra or Chanakya has mentioned in his Niti Shastra. Actually, it is called Arthashastra. Basically, it is Niti Shastra because it is not only Arthashastra, the economic treaty, which sometimes we understand. What he said about every aspect of the governance and the king and how it is to be governed and about the country and everything. So when I quote from his chapter 1.1, the 19th verse, the king's happiness lies in the people's welfare. We'll be discussing on this. The king's happiness, राजा की सुख शांति प्रजा की भलाई में है. तो राजा, अब आज के ज़माने में राजा नहीं होता है, तो क्या होता है, पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम होता है. And the political system and whoever is the head, like a president, prime minister, the council of minister, उन सब की एक कलेक्टिव सुख शांति बोले तो उनकी एक कलेक्टिव अप्रोच ये होनी चाहिए कि प्रजा की भलाई में. So leadership philosophy, this is the leadership philosophy from ancient India. What it is written in Sanskrit in the original Niti Shastra. Praja sukhe sukham राज्ञः प्रजानां च हिते हितम न आत्म प्रियम हितम राज्ञः प्रजानां तु प्रियम हितम. So what does it mean? True leadership prioritizes public good over personal comfort. जब हम बोल रहे हैं कि राजा की सुख शांति प्रजा की भलाई में, उसका मीनिंग क्या हुआ? I think presentation somehow got switched off. So, Soumya, presentation is visible? Soumya? Dr. Pal? Some issue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There was some issue. I'm sharing the slide again.
When I shared, is it visible?
Can you please share again, sir? Yeah, your screen is visible. Can you please
Visible,
share
no?
the slide? Yes, sir, visible.
Slides
slide
are
is-
visible?
No, slides are not visible, sir.
There is some issue always with Zoom. Like,
No, sir, I'm sharing at my end.
okay, sure.
Yes, sir.
Right. So slide has to come, right? Okay. So I think we were on this slide. So what I was talking, true leadership prioritizes public good over personal comfort, teaching us that genuine authority comes from serving others. Now, you people are entering into your career, and some of you would be in, every one of you would be in a good position. Somebody would be doing in the corporate, somebody would be coming to the government, somebody may be a good, big political leader, or a big businessman, or a startup, or whatever. So, in the present context, it is not only the king, it is all the constituents in the various forms of social work what we are doing or the service we are doing. So it applies to everyone. It is not only applies to the king himself or the prime minister himself. We are all the constituents in the whole governance process in various of our position. So wherever we are serving, wherever what we are doing, what is comes when you become a leader, because you are a leader either in your corporate or in your government service, in any capacity, you are a leader. All right. So you have to show your leadership qualities. And the leadership, what does it mean? So what is written here is true leadership prioritizes public good over personal comfort, teaching us that genuine authority comes from serving others. So please keep this thing in mind. What I'm saying is from my experience also in my job in the government sector, that the genuine authority, whatever authority you will enjoy, it comes from serving others. Sometimes we take it in a different way that I am the leader or I am the authority, then I can do whatever and without considering anybody's welfare or whatever. So the leadership comes from serving others. So when you serve other, when you make good of other everyone in any of your profession, so you become a true leader and then you derive the authority. Okay. So this is the point which the Kautilya said in his Niti Shastra or the Arthashastra. Next slide, sir. So India is at crossroad. Why we are saying crossroad? That now we would be crossing the road to become a developed country, as has been told, as has been envisaged and told by Honorable Prime Minister in various forums, that by 2047 India will be a developed country. So our aim is that from independence, what we got in 1947, and tomorrow is our again on Independence Day. So from Independence Day to the developed nation vision. So if we have a vision of 2047 as a developed country, so what is the nation vision would be in terms of infrastructure, or mostly the developed status comes through the infrastructure only. In other slides, we'll explain what Kautilya Chanakya has also said. So, India has already started a journey of growth and transformation since we have already completed in 2022 75 years of independence. And India at 100, what we are destination is to become vision of developed nation by a centenary year, and your role as a nation builder, starting adult life in years that define India's future. So, what would be your role? In everybody's role would be there to make India developed country, and that is what we are going to discuss in other slides. Next slide, please. So again, when I quote from Kautilya, the root of wealth is productive activity. The wealth comes through the productive activity. He says, Arthasya Moolam Kriti Iti. So what does it mean? That when the wealth comes through productive activity, when a nation does productive activity, we all know GDP increases. All of us contribute to the GDP increase, and that is comes through the productive activity. We involve ourselves, either we are into different kind of like innovations or working in different sector, but each and every activity having some productive element into it, wherein either we are producing something or we are giving services, and all this combines, as we all know, that this is the GDP of a country, what our productive activity output is. So the root of wealth is the productive activity. Now what we will be discussing in the next slide is that the productive activity comes through what we needs to do, which affects the root of the wealth or the productive activity is through the infrastructure built. So the next slide, please. Next slide, please. Some hang up, I think. Next slide, please, Soumya.
Yes, sir. I'm informing you, sir. Please wait.
Yeah, I think slide is there. So
Yes, sir. Kindly wait for 2 minutes only. I'm informing.
no issue, no issue, no issue, no issue.
I hope it's visible.
Let's see.
Sir, is it visible
Yeah.
now?
Yes, yes. Next slide has come. Yes. Right. So now my point is that uh, when we talk about the infrastructure in this slide, so what is again Kautilya has said that at the base of every such achievement lies a quite solid enabler. At the base of every achievement lies an enabler which is called infrastructure. So, as we have seen from ancient India to modern India, infrastructure has always been central to the national development. Now, what we say that the somebody is quoting most of the time that America is rich not just because America is rich because their roads are good. America is not rich that what we say that when we talk about the developed country that USA is rich just because their road infrastructure is superb. Like this is what we say. But then Kautilya, so 100 years ago, so many years ago, has already said in his book 2, chapter 4, if I quote, that it is roads that cause the progress of trade. It is the roads that cause the progress of road. It is roads that cause the progress of trade, the movement of armies, the easy journey of men, and conveyance of grain. So what we quote in the recent year of the recent leaders' statement that the roads makes the country richer. Kautilya has already said so that road causes the progress of trade and everything actually. So as has been told in my introduction that I have seen this myself in the last 6 years when I was working as Joint Director General in Ministry of Rural Development, looking after Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, where I was looking for the rural road expansion network, and we constructed around 780,000 kilometers of roads. So I have understood this well, and we all know that how the roads changes the whole economy and geography and the happiness and the livelihood in the rural areas. So that is what we call it, the power of roads. And they are not just passageways. Roads are not just passageways, as I said, and I experienced in the rural roads. They are the instruments of economic mobility, as the Chanakya has already said, social inclusion, and most of all, freedom. Now, when I'll talk about what does the freedom mean, because this is relevant to talk in this, because the next tomorrow we will be celebrating our Independence Day. So now the infrastructure, when we say, is a pillar of national unity and opportunity economic wise, livelihood increase in the villages, economic activity and all. So this gives, what does it gives when I talk about the freedom? Now, road not only increases the economic power, economic activity, it gives freedom if we talk in terms of independence, in terms of in the context of the independence celebrations, what we would be doing tomorrow. So freedom to move. Now, if you have a good road infrastructure, it gives the freedom to move to the citizens, and the road connects the farmers, helps the patients to go to the health center and the hospital, and students to go and attend their classes in the remote area of the villages. It gives you freedom to grow. Industrial parks and power, they come. Freedom to grow. How would you grow? If the road connectivity network is good, as we are seeing in various form of like dedicated freight corridor, the rural roads, the national highways, the expressway, so the business grow, the logistic cost decreases, the time to travel of your goods decreases, the cost of traveling per ton of the goods decreases, and the industry flourishes and the economy flourishes. Freedom from exclusion. The infrastructure gives you freedom from exclusion, like in certain areas, as we have seen in the Prime Minister many schemes, like Dignity to All, where we have seen the toilets have been provided in the distant areas and in the villages. And the water supply these days, when the Jal Shakti is doing their infrastructure expansion, where the tap water and the treated water will be available. So this gives freedom from exclusion. You were excluded. Certain societies were excluded to get the either the toilet facility or to get the water connection to their houses, tap water. So they were excluded from the development process. This gives the freedom from exclusion when we do all this infrastructure work. Freedom to compete. Now the world-class infrastructure boosts investment and exports. So compete means now our industries, when they are having the economical power of economical cost of production, economical cost of transportation, less time involved in the transport of the goods and the raw material and the supply chain. So then this gives freedom to compete. Okay. And then the freedom to hope. So all of us have this, that hope is there, and hope comes through all this development, and the people gets their employment, they gets their remuneration, wages, startup increases, many youth get into the job and all that. So infrastructure, in terms of, we talk about the freedom, what we say, because of the context, what we would be celebrating the freedom, the Independence Day tomorrow. Freedom to move, I've explained. Freedom to grow, freedom from exclusion, freedom to compete, freedom to hope. So there are so many connotations we can say that the infrastructure helps in getting into the various kind of independence from the exclusions and other facilities which we were deprived of. Next slide, please. So there are many examples. I tried to write that before road in the northeastern villages, what happened, and after the road, what has happened. So I traveled across the country during my Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana days, when I was working for the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana for all these states. So there I saw people talking about, I was meeting the people, I was meeting the village heads, and they were telling these stories that how they got this all livelihood and the increase in economic activity, increase in their income, because most of the time they were saying that now our children's who were facing the problem to reach to the school, now they can go easily, the travel time is reduced, the agricultural produce which could not be transported to the market in time and they were perishable, they were getting perished. The medical facilities to which they were not able to get the ambulance or go to the hospital, and there were certain mortalities were there. The pregnant women were facing the issues. So all these became very easy for them with the rural road expansion, which is a part of the infrastructure, and road is a major part of the infrastructure and country's development, as I've already said. In addition, what they said in one very specific example, they said, sir, this when we were living here, we were not having sufficient income and all. By the construction of this road, now I am maintaining 3 auto rickshaw, which you just see is parked in front of my house. And this auto rickshaw, because now the people have to travel, because the road has been constructed, so the people of that village were using these auto rickshaws or the electric rickshaw, and then this is a kind of employment generated and income generated. So before the road and after the road, all these conditions have been changed in the rural sector and in the rural area. So the next slide, please. So infrastructure development, what is happening in the country is happening in various sectors, like I said, road, Jal Shakti, and airport expansion, industrial park, all these things are happening. So the government of India has announced a National Infrastructure Pipeline Project, NIPP, wherein the government has committed investment of more than 100 lakh crores. The government has, as you most of you would be familiar and should be familiar about, the Gati Shakti portal, wherein all this multimodal transport and the the whatever facilities we are having, whatever like ports, airports, roads. So connecting all these dots actually from port to the airport to the road to the railway. So the Gati Shakti platform has come in a way that it has got the geographical information, which we call it GIS information, of every infrastructure available in the country, so that there is a coordinated approach towards development of the infrastructure, which as a youth you should be knowing. So what happens that whenever you want to construct a road or the railway link or something, you know better, the planner comes to know better that which alignment is going to give the maximum advantage of utilizing either the road, rail, port or the airport. Right. So this is the thing, Bharatmala Highway Development Project, NHI project, which NHI is connecting from one dot to another, and then the whole expressway network is coming up. I have talked about core missions, Jal Jeevan Mission, Jal Shakti Ministry is doing. PMJSY Rural Connectivity, I will explain. Smart Cities Mission, that is also part of the infrastructure, where the city's infrastructure is increasing and expanding. And now all these infrastructure activity gives a lot of jobs. That is what, and the opportunity and economic activity. So where the youth, as a youth, you would be concentrating that what all activities are being done, and where you develop your expertise while you are learning in the university, and then concentrate on that expertise and then work on that sector, and you will get very good job opportunity in the form of entrepreneur, or in the form of startup, or in the form of any service or job. Digital infrastructure is another big thing which is happening in our country, and this is the digital infrastructure that we are connected through because of this infrastructure through the VC and all. So the impact areas of these missions I have already explained, that the rural road connectivity, develop the rural roads, smart urban system, digital highway networks, and the overall rural development, Gramin Vikas. The next slide, please. So if I refer to again Chanakya, what he said, wealth springs from discipline and infrastructure. धन और समृद्धि का मूल है अनुशासन. Kautilya has said in chapter 1.19. Ancient wisdom है for modern infrastructure. This is what is कार्य सिद्धि धर्मस्य मूलम आश्रय. कार्य सिद्धि धर्मस्य मूलम आश्रय. So Kautilya emphasized that roads, forts, and irrigation system, what we'll be talking about, the government is doing in the national pipeline project infrastructure, that roads, forts, and irrigation systems forms the foundation of the prosperity. Public works remain the state's duty for national strength and justice, as relevant today as 2000 years ago. So we refer to our own philosopher and the knowledgeable person like Kautilya, who says all these things. The modern economists are also saying these things, but this has been told 2000 years ago by the Kautilya in our own Niti Shastra or Arthashastra. This is what is called Indian knowledge system, right? Indian knowledge system, IKS. Next slide, please. So now it comes to that what the youth power is, how the youth, because youth of any country is the biggest wealth of the country, and we as a young nation, in comparison to other nation, our youth are 65%. Our youth in our population, even more than that. So that is called demographic dividend opportunity. 65% जनसंख्या 35 वर्ष से कम है, right? So this is the youth power. They are the India's maker, not just takers. Need skilling, employment, innovation. What does it mean? When we say that our population is too much, when we were saying a few years ago, we've been saying that we are too much populated, that is why we are not developing. No. We have demographic dividend opportunity in the form of that the youth constitutes a major percentage of the population, and they are India's makers. Do not consider that they are consuming the India's resources as a population explosion or something. You are India's makers and not just takers. You need skilling, employment, and innovation. So this is what you have come to this university to learn, to skill, so that you do innovations, and then Either you provide the employment or you get a good employment opportunity. The next slide, please. So here this slide is just showing you the digital governance revolution from Sarkar Raj to Jan Bhagidari. So one is JAM Trinity, as you know. JAM Trinity is what? J is Jandhan, A is Aadhaar, and M is mobile revolutionizing governance through digital system. Now, digital system, this JAM Trinity brings in the transparency in the public governance, in the infrastructure spending, wherein as a citizen, we are empowered to see that what the government is spending, where it is spending, and we can question the government, we can question the authority, and then ask or submit the suggestions and complain wherever you find that it is not being done properly, so that the transparency brings in an efficient execution of, let's say, road network or whatever. In rural roads, we developed a digital governance solution in which the rural population has been made as a stakeholder to say whether the roads have been constructed properly or not, whether the roads have been maintained properly or not, and then to submit their feedback, give the feedback on any shopping platform, on any Amazon or something. So wherein the government gets this feedback and then understand that what is happening, rather than be in a good vibe that everything is being done properly. So let the citizen speaks about it. So this JAM Trinity is a part of the infrastructure. It's a digital governance revolution which has brought in all these changes, like the direct benefits. DBT and UPI has bring in the revolution of not using the cash and then having all the accounts updated. The tax compliances have increased. The tax compliance has to be there because the tax money gives you because the taxes gives to the state the power to collect the revenue and then use it in the development work, for which a lot of money is always required for us to become a developed country. E-governance, it's a part of the transparency and the digital revolution, as I have said. So as we have seen that there are many websites wherein now you can do many things sitting at home, ask for the ration card, ask for your birth certificate. There is a Digi Locker system is there where your all the mark sheets and all your degree certificates are certified. So all this has given, this is comes under the part of the e-governance, and again a whole framework of the infrastructure. Next, please. A student to problem solver. Now, actually, what we understand that once we become a student in the olden time, or maybe in my time, uh, what we have been doing, that we have been learning and learning by rote. We used to say that it's a rote learning, by just cramming up the things, whatever has been taught in the class. Now that needs to change. This is what you will be experiencing in this university, that what should be your study approach? You should become problem solver, student to problem solver. In all your classes, when you learn something, you are being given some education which definitely helps you in resolving some of the thing or innovating the thing. So instead of the rote learning, which we call, you become a problem solver. So focus on mastery over marks. So your focus should be not only to get marks, but to get mastery of the things, mastery of the lecture, mastery of the things which you have been taught. You master it, apply it to certain specific issues, and then try to solve the problem. Either the problem may be small or big. This is how the startups are coming up in the world, and they are making a lot of economic activity and generating a lot of employment. Understand concepts deeply rather than memorizing for examinations. Now, my advice to you, you can memorize some of the rules and the laws and everything, but then you must understand the concept behind it, why it is happening, how it is happening, What are the logical and factual reasons behind it? So in short, what is written onto the slide, अंकों से नहीं ज्ञान से आगे बढ़िए. ज्ञान जब आगे बढ़ेगा तभी आप एम्प्लॉयबल होंगे, तभी आप अपने लिए और देश के लिए कुछ कर सकेंगे. Study for mastery, not just marks, as I have said. Develop critical thinking and problem solving skills. This is being talked a lot, and Honorable Prime Minister in various platforms also speaks about this when he talks to the students. Develop critical thinking, out of box solutions for small issues or big issues, and problem solving skills. Every day in your college, every day in your learning, you have to concentrate that what problem solving skills you are getting it today, how you can solve the issues by what you have learned today, right? And then it comes to national connection. Link your academic discipline to India's pressing needs. So again, where will you find your learning to apply and maybe to gain the employment, maybe to generate the income? That your academic discipline, whatever you have learned, like you have learned civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, arts, science, commerce, law. Now in this discipline, just see what are the needs in India. We are still a developing country and aspire to become a developed country by 2047. We have many things. Luckily, this is an opportunity. We have got many gray areas where student or youth power can concentrate, and we have many issues to resolve. It's not that everything has been resolved. In developed countries, probably they do not have many issues to resolve because they are already developed countries. But here in India, you have many opportunities wherein your discipline, what you have learned in the college, you apply to it, resolve the issues, try to propose a solution, and then you get recognition as well as job, employment, opportunity, economic activity. Connecting theoretical knowledge with the practical solution for nation's development, as I already said. So connect discipline to national needs. अपने विषय को भारत की समस्याओं से जोड़िए, यदि हम इसको हिंदी में कहें, and become solution provider for India's challenges. I think this slide to you, to all the youngsters, is very, very important when you are seeking that what you will be doing in your future after completing the degree, because everybody thinks, let me get some job. No, should not try for some job. You should try for some specific job based upon your skills. That is the right approach. Not this thinking, I'll get some job, let me get some government job. Then you will end up the small job and you will not be able to apply. And then what you will think that whatever I have learned, it is not beneficial here in my job, because you have not chosen a right job. You have not chosen your right skills, what you have learned. So the next slide, please. So another thing is ambition we all have. We want to become very rich. We want to become very successful. We want to become successful and rich in the shortest possible of time. But we don't know what is the root behind it. So the Kautilya has said in chapter 1.6, discipline before ambition. महत्वाकांक्षा से पहले अनुशासन आवश्यक है. तो ambition से पहले आपका discipline is very important, and this is what you are showing even today, that you have certain ambitions. You have joined this college, and you have the discipline of sitting here and listening the speaker very carefully, right? So this is what is discipline is required before ambition. So you have to have this discipline of learning, listening, and wherever you are, either in a job or you are in a playground or you are anywhere, the rule of the game, the discipline required for that particular activity is always important. Then only you can reach the pinnacle of your success. Character-based leadership philosophy, what चाणक्य again says, नैतिकता युक्त नीति शास्त्र ज्ञानी ही नेतृत्व के योग्य है. नैतिकता युक्त नीति शास्त्र ज्ञानी ही नेतृत्व के योग है. So नैतिकता आप में होनी चाहिए. That is your integrity and all. And then that intelligence comes up to become a leader. Wisdom without character is dangerous. Leaders must first govern themselves before leading others. This is called leading by example. Establishing moral authority through personal discipline. So for youngsters like you, it is very important that you concentrate on these issues, that personal discipline is very important, and establishing moral authority is important through personal discipline. What you preach, you should practice. That is what is called establishing moral authority through personal examples. Next slide, please. So for the student, 5 ways of service or your action plan क्या होने चाहिए? Something I have written here. Be curious, not cynical. संदेह नहीं करना है अपनी क्षमताओं पर, सृजनशीलता रखनी है. Be curious, not cynical. Approach challenges with solution-oriented mindset. As I have already said in the previous slide, that all challenges you should be having this solution-oriented mindset rather than cynical. And creative thinking, right? And then respect India's rich diversity, embrace only in diversity and learn from different cultures. We are a country of having diversity and the rich culture in the entire nation, different things you find, different food habits, cultural habits, religion. So respect this, learn from each other. This is the greatest opportunity being in India, that we have the diverse culture and the different kind of approaches and the different kind of people who practice very different kind of how to do, how to be moral, how to be motivated. Everybody has got its own way of doing the thing. Use technology for public good. Apply innovation for solving societal problem. As I have said earlier, that you apply your skill for solving the problems which the society is facing and the community development. Okay, so these are the things which you need to do. Next slide, please. So when we say what would be India in 2047, so as a youth power, you are India, right? You are India, you are the makers of India, and you will enable the India to become a developed nation in 2047 in your prime of the days, in your youth days. आप ही भारत हैं 2047 के. You are not just preparing for a career by joining this university, you are preparing to shape history. Now we'll see how I'm preparing to shape history. Just go through my previous slides, that what I said. You apply your skill, choose your discipline, apply that discipline to the solution of the problem. So this is what you can shape the history for the country. Let your knowledge build dignity for the nation. Let your values outlast your titles and positions. Your values, your moral values. Every career can become a form of national service when done with integrity and purpose. So it's not that you are in a particular profession, then only you are doing a national service. Every career is a national service. And if it is done with integrity and purpose, honesty, integrity, and purpose, your energy can either build India or break it. So you are the hope of the country. You have lots of energy. Let's use it for the developing the country. Choose your path with purpose and dedication. So whatever you would be studying, decide that what path you are going to follow. You want to become entrepreneur, you want to become a social worker, you want to join the government service, you want to become educator. So choose your path and your discipline where you are good at, and that path should be with purpose, what purpose you want to do, and dedication. Dedication is very important in our every sphere of life. So this is what this slide is about. Next slide, please. Governance enables freedom and accountability. Now we talk something about the governance, because you will be the part of the governance in any of the form, being the citizen or being the service provider or whatever. So empowering you through justice, participation, and welfare. Freedom through governance ensures justice and dignity. Kautilya governance model says decentralized, transparent, and accountable. The governance should be decentralized, transparent and accountable, which we have discussed in previous slide, that how it becomes transparent by digitization, by e-governance, by digital solutions. Decentralized means every citizen has got the participation, like I said, in the rural road. When the rural road, people will say that we need this road very much, the road maintenance is to be done, the road care is to be done, and how it is being done. If it is not done, they are involved into it. So that is decentralized. Student participation matters. So as a student, you question the authority, you participate in the digital feedback, use and vote and volunteer for social service, and of course give the vote when the elections are there, being a part of the democratic society. 5 governance principle: justice, inclusion, transparency. So there are some governance principle which Kotalia also mentioned. Some of these are justice, inclusive society, and transparency. Next slide, please. So youth power building India's future today. So I've already said about it a lot in my previous slides. Youth power. So what is the, as I've said already in the slides, here it is just amalgamated. Youth power building India's future today. You as a youth empower the country as a creators, citizens, and change makers. Youth demography, as we discussed, 65% of the India population is under 35. Strength in knowledge. Knowledge is the greatest strength. Joy comes from empowered youth. So the knowledge is your strength. Ideal citizen, you could be. Respect is earned by protecting dharma, promoting knowledge, serving society. Then you can become an ideal citizen. Just few of the things are written here. India's progress, wherein you can participate in digital platforms, space missions, startups, global diplomacy. That is the India's progress which we are achieving. Your mindset, a problem solver's mindset, as I have said, rather than problem, you should be a solution to the problem rather than problem to the solution. Problem solver's mindset drives innovation beyond degrees or funding. Youth roles, your role as a creator, connectors, challengers, conservers, and citizen shape the nation. Purpose over power. Serving society requires purpose, not power or position. What purpose you have to serve the society, not this thinking I should be in a position of power. Purpose means what we want to improve upon, what we want to work upon. That is the purpose. So serving the society with purpose. So now in terms of youth and freedom, comparing traditional and modern freedoms shaping youth today. So what was in 1947 when we were not an independent country, the youth that time, what they were thinking, that we must get freedom from British rule, freedom to vote, freedom of press, freedom to assemble, freedom of religion. These basic necessities of freedoms were not there, and youth that time was struggling for it. Now, in terms of the today's world, what does new freedom means today? So, today's terms, the freedom means freedom to innovate and lead. You should have that freedom. You should have that kind of exposure, support, your skilling, your education, that you can innovate and lead certain sectors. Freedom to voice ideas. Wherever you are working or learning or in the university, you have the freedom to put up your ideas and then to work upon it. Freedom of digital expression, as we all have the social media and everything. So that is now we are enjoying the, in today's term, freedom of digital expression. Freedom to collaborate globally. We are a nation wherein our people, they are everywhere in the world and they are leading the big corporates. So this is freedom to cooperate globally, to connect with global firms and all. Freedom to define your identity. So these are the freedom in today's context. The earlier the freedom means, the freedom from British rule and another thing. So this is how it connects with the thing that we will be celebrating our Independence Day tomorrow, and that's why I just thought of sharing these ideas with you. Freedom of continuous practice and not just a gift. comparing freedom from oppression and freedom to act, reflecting India's journey. So freedom from foreign rule, it was earlier, I have written, the primary goal of freedom fighters was something. Now the freedom is, as I have said in earlier slide, to think, act, build, create. This is a more elaborate version. The responsibility of each individual post-independence, continuous practice, discipline, and test of character, aligned with Gandhi's Swaraj, emphasizing self-rule. Self-rule, and these days it is self-sustainability, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that is what the freedom means, freedom from the foreign goods, and we should produce in our country only. So this is what, and 5 new dimensions based upon the freedom what I explained, that freedom to learn, to question, to fail, freedom to fail also. When we are starting doing this from a startup or something, we must be prepared that we can fail here, and then we learn from our failures. Freedom to build. So now this is what I wanted to say in my this presentation, and my message to all the youngsters who have joined this and who would be joining classes in the university, that becomes the sum and substances of this presentation or my discussion is become India's change maker, right? Study with purpose, as I have explained in earlier slides. Serve with passion. Serve with passion. This is, please underline this word. Try to understand its meaning and build a future that lasts. So you do something which is substantive and which is good for country's growth, which is good for your growth, which is good for the society's growth. So empower yourself to serve India by bridging divides, respecting your discipline, and becoming the change India needs at 100 years of independence. So this is what we should aim for, and I am very thankful to the organizers and to the Vivekanand Global University and to all the students for giving me this opportunity. So the last slide says, stay connected, keep building, build, serve, elevate. Your journey as a nation builder begins now. Shape history with integrity and purpose. So this is my message to all of you. And the next slide, the end slide gives you, I think, please show that. Yeah, the next slide. Yeah, so thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to connect with you. Stay connected, keep building. This is what the message is. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the session. Ma'am, are you joining?
Yeah, any
So-
question somebody wants to ask?
Yes,
I can see a good, these called reactions from our young minds, from our young leaders and the leader of future. So thanks so much for appreciating through your reactions. I can see many claps on this thing. It's really encouraging, and we'll remain connected. Thank you so much, Dr. Pal and Soumya ma'am.
Yeah. So, sir, I think we'll wait for some questions if there are any.
Yes.
And if there are, so let's see if some of you have any questions you can ask. Yeah, Soumya ma'am, please take over.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and inspiring address that our learners have gained valuable takeaways to enhance their professional journeys. Thank you so much, sir, from our learners and from our side. We will now open the floor for questions. So, learners, please be ready to ask some very insightful, interesting, session related questions to Mr. Agarwal. You can put your questions in the chat box and we will take one by one.
So while we are getting questions from audience, I have one question, sir, if I may ask.
Yes.
So usually on the Independence Day and Republic Day, we we listen to the people who have fight for us, for the country, correct? And the way they were fighting was different than what is required today. So if our youth, obviously the fighters of that time are our role model and will always be, but the methods that they used at that time may not be useful here in this time. So what will you suggest to our youths? How to actually be patriotic in this time?
Yes, sir. Very right, sir. You have asked very pertinent question, which I try to cover in the slides. That what freedom meant in earlier time when we were under the British rule. So definitely, the basic necessity of the freedom, the basic meaning of the freedom was cushioned, and we were under rule, and we were suppressed. Our development could not happen, our economy could not grow, our money was being kind of stolen. So that time it was desirable and required that the youth uses their muscle power, their physical power, their oratory power. That is what the freedom fighter has done to make this country free. Once we have become free, now what we are talking about freedom in terms of freedom to innovate, freedom to talk, freedom to vote freely, freedom to vote as per our aspirations, freedom to innovate, solve the problems. So this is what I've said in various slides, that in this era, what freedom actually means, and we need to use our energy to ensure that all these are energies, when we talk about the freedom, is used. Just like I have written, I have said freedom to learn. That means freedom to learn. This will our way how it is to be done through intellectual honesty, curiosity, reading beyond social media. So this is freedom to learn. Freedom to question, respectful dissent. Now we have to question the authorities, we have to question the social maker, social changer, we have to question our probably, let's say, if then the rural road, some authorities are constructing rural road, we should be able to question why this road is being constructed when some other road, good road, is not there, or you suggest it. But it is done in a respectful dissent way. Your dissent has to be respectful, because we are governing ourselves, there is no foreign rule. Critical thinking, civic engagement, and civic sense, like swachhta, like garbage, how we dispose the garbage and other thing. So freedom to fail. So this is also a freedom. This is also a freedom. Like if we do something, let us. If we fail, this is the freedom we should give to ourselves. That if we are failing, it's okay. I'll be successful next time. Freedom to build. Freedom to build what? Innovation, collaboration, risk taking. So these are all, as rightly also you have asked, that what does now the freedom, जब हम बोलते हैं कि हमको आज़ादी चाहिए, कुछ था जवाहरलाल नेहरू यूनिवर्सिटी में ना कि नारा था कि हमको इससे आज़ादी चाहिए, उससे आज़ादी चाहिए. तो अब हमको आज़ादी इन चीज़ों से चाहिए. Freedom to think, build. The responsibility of each individual is, after post-independence, is continuous practice, discipline, and test of character. So these are all things which today's youth should practice. And if it is called like a freedom, then that is the way of building the society and your actions. So this is what the today's youth should be doing it, as I explained in my slides.
Thank you very much, sir. So I believe our youths are listening to you and they will try to follow the guidelines. Okay, so Minal has a question. Minal, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Anyone who is not able to... Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, you told about freedom to speak, but we see so much chaos or not speaking regional languages. What would you like to say about it?
So much
chaos of not using the regional language in a particular region.
No, actually,
by outside people.
right. Actually, this is what we should be accepting that I said in my slide that a cultural diversity is there. We have rich heritage of various kind of culture, including the rich heritage of various languages. So there would be elements in the society who would be creating dissent in the name of language or religion or caste or whatever. Now our youth power comes therein, wherein the youth individually or as a group also comes out. They have the freedom to say that what the other elements are saying is incorrect, and not in a violent way, but by convincing by their own actions, huh, and then not believing in all these dividing practices, because each language is useful, and one must learn different languages, because then only you can communicate. A person in south or person in north can do business or can interact in the other part of the country only when either both of them knows the same language. Generally English is a connecting language for our country for the time being or whatever. But then still, if you know that regional language, that helps you into build connection with the person. So we should not get we should not get confused by all these tactics. And this is where learned youth, skilled youth, uh, an informative youth who is having good information with him, and with the moral character and with the leadership quality, will be able to overcome such kind of divisive activities. Because in the society there will be all kind of people having different motives in their mind. Some will be very good people. That is what this education makes you, to learn the ethics, to learn the moral values, and then to act upon. But we cannot expect the 100%, because the society has got the variation, and we cannot expect that the 100% will have the right kind of frame of mind. There will be some different kind of people, antisocial elements. So we should not get into that kind of noises which has been made by few of the people. And we should concentrate and propagate what we understand better, what we have learned in the colleges, what ethical values we have got to learn. This is what the requirement.
So I hope, Minal, you got your answer. So we are waiting for more questions. And I believe you should have more questions because you are just getting into a degree program. And sir has rightly mentioned that this is not about rote learning anymore. Correct? So maybe some questions on that direction, because he has spent a lot of time in government sector completing many big projects. So he can guide you on that as well. Maybe you would like to ask some questions related to that. So all you have to
Dr.
do is
Sir, we
unmute
have
yourself.
yeah, two questions
Yeah.
I could see onto the chat, no? Like you can see Sneha and Shrikant Vaske has given.
Okay, sir. We can't see, but yeah, please, sir, answer the questions.
Yeah. So what I see here from the message on my chat box, Sneha V has asked, sir, what do you think are major strengths, challenges, and uniqueness of our country, India, as seen through your service? Right. So we've been discussing this as a very pertinent question. What are our major strengths? So our major strength is you, the youth power. Because many countries are struggling these days because of their demographic, not the dividend, demographic, no dividend. Because their population is aging, young population is not there, young ideas are not there. So our biggest strength is you, that is youth, who is joining the universities. And we have seen lot many changes which has been done by our youth in the recent years, in the last 10 years or last decadal growth, if we see in terms of digital interventions, in terms of various startups. So that is our strength. Besides, our economy is growing. So for the infrastructure investment, you need a lot of money. And when the lot of money comes, then like when you make the roads, then you recover the cost through the toll. Toll will be given by the people. Okay, so that means the financial capability of the people to pay toll, the financial capability of the state to do the such infrastructure work. So this is becoming our strength, because day by day our economy is growing. That is another strength. Economy is the strength. Then the kind of knowledge, the number of colleges, the number of youths, engineers, doctors. In comparison to other countries, we are in a very great advantage of having this in many numbers. Quality of education needs some improvement, but then we have good quality colleges, and you would be a contributor when you learn it through a problem solver attitude. And definitely the university and the Vivekanand Global University under the Dr. Pal is there, and the whole leadership will definitely be educating you that you become a problem solver. That becomes our strength. And uniqueness of our country is we are unique. We have our old tradition of doing the social work. We take pride in helping others. We don't become kind of troubling others, because our culture says that we need to respect human and serve jan sukhai. We say that, no. So this is what is our strength is these days. So my views are to the questioner is like this. Okay. Yeah. Other questions? So I can see.
So I have got a question, sir. Are you reading one question?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah. So there is a question from Roy. He is asking how to join politics in young age.
Yes. So how to join politics? You would be interested in politics. So first of all, you need to educate yourself. So you've joined the university. When you educate yourself, you come to know issues what the society is facing. Now, you try to solve these issues in many different ways. Politics is something wherein you authenticate yourself in front of others. You should have the leadership quality of leading by example. Then you have the people behind you for your actions. Your action should be society oriented. So for not only for to join the politics, for everything, if you have good intention, if you have good leadership quality, if you have devotion and dedication, you can join anywhere, either in the politics or maybe any innovator. So these are all things that how to join politics. Rather than joining the politics, your actions will determine that you are a politician or not in a right sense, not a wrong sense. So it is olden days of British rule or immediately after the British rule that only bad elements were there in the politics. You have to be you have to have muscle power to join politics. I hope you are not asking that. You have to have now mind power to win people. Then only you will be able to lead the people. Right? Okay. This is what I can think of.
So we have last question from the Manwar Azam. What is India's biggest opportunity the next 10 to 25 years?
Before I answer that, Durgesh has written, yes, you have been in touch with the Indian Army because I can COS medal with. So Durgesh, you have got a great observation power. Actually, today I've been visiting an Air Force station here in Guwahati. And under my command, the Army and Air Force infrastructure is there, as Soumya has introduced me. And you have rightly identified COS commendation on this thing, because I've been wearing this jacket for my official tour. Today, again, I'm in a guest room of Air Force only. So I've taken out the time and ensured that this Wi-Fi works. So I think you have been in touch with Indian Army. Yes, so I'm in touch with Indian Army because I'm looking after the infrastructure of armed forces of Army, Air Force, Navy and all. My parent cadre is Ministry of Defense. But for a different period of time, I was with different Ministry of Heavy Industries and Ministry of Rural Development. So after my Ministry of Rural Development tenure, I have joined here in Ministry of Defense back. I'm Additional Director General in Northeastern Army Infrastructure. Presently, I'm looking after the Northeastern infrastructure for the armed forces, which includes Army and the Air Force. So I hope I could I could satisfy your query. And if education, okay, Somya, you were asking somebody's question. Sorry, I just missed it.
Yes, sir. Sir, it was that what is India's biggest opportunity in the next 10 to 25 years by the Manu Azam?
India's biggest opportunity, as we've been discussing, it is basically infrastructure. Because what opportunity, the economic activity comes through infrastructure. When we build infrastructure, you generate the revenue, you spend the revenue through public spending. So when you do all these things, and when opportunities, what, since we have to become a developed country, so every discipline, every area of public life needs a lot of development, be it digital, be it road infrastructure, be it industrial infrastructure, be it supply chain management. So these are the biggest opportunities in the coming years for which you people should be working, and you should be skilling yourself in different skills where you find yourself interested, rather than just thinking that I would be doing this or that. You find your own interest, that you will develop your knowledge when you study in the college, and then you find that you are good or you are interested in this kind of activity wherein you can involve yourself and then do social good, as well as earn for yourself, get a good recognition, and get either a good job or you become an entrepreneur.
So there is a question by Roy again. He is asking, the question is a little bigger. I'm just shortening it. Want to know, the people are leaving India. We are listening this news from a long period of time. How do you see it? What's your take on that?
People are leaving India. Educated people, no?
Educated, uneducated, whatever. Wealthy.
Actually, to my mind, no, this is all actually what we are influenced. We are influenced by the social media, WhatsApp messages, and the news which is created by the TV channel. Actually, we say global connect. In present days, present world, we will develop only when we are globally connected. So even if educated people or any person, any business person, they are going globally, they are bringing some name, fame, and economic activity for the country. As a student or as a boy, when you do your degree and when you join some firm in USA, suppose, let's say, you are bringing in some knowledge again, because you are getting some knowledge there. You are bringing in some money. In the form of that money, you bring it to India. So there is no harm in saying so and doing so. This is just the social media and some news channel. They make mole out of a hill out of a mole rather. So no problem, no issue. You learn wherever you want to go. You go. Today is a world of it's a world village. So I don't see any harm into it, because we have been saying since ages that India is suffering because we have got a large population. Now we are saying we have got the demographic dividend. We have been saying the brain drain earlier, but now I think we are saying that the youth who go outside brings in the knowledge, the money, the economic activity to the country. So there is no harm in all these activities. It is just how do we put it, and how do the social media or the news channel, they just want to escalate the thing, or how the politician want to blame each other. So don't get trapped into the social media's post and the WhatsApp post and all that. You should be, as an individual, should be intelligent enough, because these days, because of the Google, you get so much of knowledge. Because of the Google or the WhatsApp, you get so much of misinformation also. So be careful about it.
So thank you very much, sir. Soumya ma'am, over to you.
Sure, sir. So, as we come close of this informative session, I am pleased to invite our Head of Education Technology, Dr. Yogendra Pal, to share the vote of thanks. Dr. Pal's visionary leadership and dedication to academic excellence have been a constant source of inspiration for our university and the department. Sir, we are honored to have your presence with us today. May I now request you to kindly extend your closing remarks and convey your gratitude to our distinguished guest speaker.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you very much, sir, for having this session, taking this wonderful session, guiding our students. And I would like to special thank to you. Many people don't know that where you are right now, the internet is not there. So you take the time, you have been to this place, I think since yesterday, if I am not wrong, because so that you can get good Wi-Fi and you can talk to all of us. So that's really, really nice, sir. And you also accepted our invitation in just one go, even though you are very busy, you were traveling on that day when we requested for this session, and you immediately said yes, why not? So thank you for that. Now, let's make it little official. And so I've got some comment for you as well here. I'll read it later. So, on behalf of the Center for Distance and Online Education, Vivekanand Global University, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Sri Pradeep Agrawal ji, Additional Director General of Northeast Infra Works, Army and Air Force, Guwahati, for delivering such an insightful and inspiring virtual session on building India's future infrastructure, governance, and youth power on today as part of Abhyuday Path to Success series. Your session beautifully connected the vision of a strong and self-reliant India with the role of infra, good governance, and the boundless potential of our youth. The clarity of your thoughts, the depth of your experience, and your practical insights have not only broadened our understanding but also inspired us to contribute meaningfully towards nation building in our respective fields. As a small token of appreciation and gratitude, we would like to present you with an e-certificate of appreciation for your valuable contribution. Let me just share my screen. So I recommend participants, this is the time to clap for sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We would also like to extend our sincere thanks to the support team, social media team, and technical team, whose efforts and seamless coordination ensured the smooth execution of this event. Your dedication is truly commendable. And last, a warm note for our learners who actively participated, thoughtfully asked questions, and their eagerness to learn made the session even more impactful and engaging. Once again, thank you all for making this learning experience a memorable one. We look forward to more such thought-provoking sessions and collaborations in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yogendra Pal. I am very thankful to you personally and to the Vivekanand Global University for having invited me to talk to in front of so many students, more than 200, 250 students. So this has been an opportunity for me to connect with the youth, to learn myself and to put forward my thinking. And if it is appreciated, then I feel really good. Yes, and I can learn a little more also when I connect with you. It's a mutual learning when we talk to each other, and most probably in the physical sessions the interaction becomes a little more lively, where we can connect through our body language, through our voice, and through the interactions. But this is very nice, and thank you, Soumya Bharadwaj madam, for inviting me and conducting the session. And my all the best wishes to the students. You would be doing definitely great. Don't worry. You will be having a great career. Don't worry for it. Okay, just be disciplined and keep doing what you are doing. You will reach to the pinnacle of your aspirations. I am very sure. This I am telling from my own experience, my personal own experience. So don't worry for anything and just concentrate on your learning and attend your classes regularly, learn every day, and then filter out your social medias very effectively. Don't get trapped into it. These days, this knowledge has become so conspicuous and so bad that we are not able to. So your ability comes into filtering out that kind of social media, wherein you concentrate on the real stuff and don't get carried away with whatever is being published. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I'm leaving. So I'm leaving now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.